Hi, this is Sean Jeffrey with REMAX Real Estate here in Whatcom County. Once again, I wanted to give a market update of what is going on in Whatcom County. Before I begin, I just want to wish you guys best wishes this Memorial Day weekend. Hope you guys have an opportunity to remember the fallen or decorate some graves with flowers or flags. We always did that with our kids while they were growing up. So I hope you take that opportunity. And of course, in my email, you're going to see I put a link to the history of Memorial Day weekend, as well as a Memorial Day speech that is encouraging to listen to. So I have those there. But what I'm going to do is I kind of want to give you a market update. I'll try to keep it quick and to the point. And so I am going to share couple stats with you. First, I'm going to get to our Whatcom County real estate stats here for April. So this is for April. It is interesting because, and I'll go through it here with you, and I'll explain a couple stats. So for the month of April, I know we're end of May here, but I still wanted to go through this with you because it's still relevant. April, obviously, in the prior month, in March, we saw a pretty good decline in numbers. And so that popped back up in April. The reason for that, of course, is rates. So we saw a dip in interest rates. And so once we saw that dip, activity happened. And so that's pretty interesting to see that for April. So I don't want to, that pretty much is what happened in April. For year to date, let's talk residential volume. Volume's down 27%. Transactions are down 28%. Investment properties 2 to 5 units down 22%. So we've seen a decrease in sales for sure. And the biggest factor to that is interest rates. When I go through stats, I believe we've lost about 60 to 70% of the buyers out there because of rates. They're just on the sideline waiting for a little dip or waiting for the right house to come out in a lower price range. And you'll see what's going on. I'm going to show you what's going on in our lower price range here in the county. And that'll give you an understanding of kind of what those buyers are doing. And the buyers who have the cash, who have a lot of equity and are able to make that move, they're still making that move. So not as many offers, not as many buyers, but the buyers are still out there. So it still is a good time to sell your property, and still not a bad time to buy a property. A lot of people, I mean, you hear so many different professionals talking about what's going to happen with rates, and I don't know. That's the one thing I'm not going to that I don't think I have a crystal ball for. Some say it's going to come down these coming months. Some think it'll stay the same. Some think they'll increase. So obviously, if they increase, it's going to be even a worse time to buy. So right now, there's some loan programs out there to where you could buy something right now and structure it in a way to where you can buy down that rate for 3 years and have the seller pay for it. And then the company is also giving a credit of $2,500 for a refi within the next, I believe it's 2 or 3 years. So there's some good programs out there where you buy. If it does go down, there's credit there for you just to refi and get into that lower rate. If the rates go up, hey, you're at a better rate than what they will be if they do go up. So a little advice there for you. The other couple things I wanted to show you, prices have pretty much held steady. Year to date, the average sales price, and remember, this is year to date. So this is from January to April compared to 2022 and 23. So basically the first quarter. So you can see average prices are up 10% year to date. But I don't have my last video, I believe I showed the video of how prices are holding steady, and that's really what they are doing. They are holding steady for sure. And then so then let's break it down to existing homes. So we're not talking about new construction. Units sold year to date at this time last year, 803 were sold, 517 this year. So you see a pretty large decrease in sales. And then They talk about here comments. April was the best month so far, but which is great. And that was just because I believe a dip in the rates. So let me go to page 10 here. I want to start talking a little bit about inventory on here. And so this is month over month. So I don't like comparing month over month when it comes to averages. I like doing year over year for sure. So let's just talk about inventory. So currently 592 residences are for sale. And since 286 sold in April. So we have a 2.1 months of supply. So if we had no more listings, it would take just over 2 months to sell the listings that we have. So that's what that means. The one thing I do wanted to share as well when it comes to listings as well. Let's see. So that is page, let me make sure what page this is, page 12. Okay, so let's go existing inventory. So this is another, so here is year to date. So for existing in April, or let's go to 22. So we had 803, 517. New construction, we actually have new construction going on. I'm going to talk about that here in a little bit. So we see we're actually up 12 homes with new construction for inventory on there. And then let me go to page 13. We'll go month over month. So let's look at existing inventory month over month. So we are down March or April over April. So let's look at last April 22. So we are down 31% for existing homes at this same time last year in April. And that's interesting because if you've been keeping up with real estate, a lot of the articles are talking about how we haven't had that spring surge of new listings. And then it was really late, and it hasn't been for very long. So we had a surge here, I would say maybe 3 weeks ago was what they were saying nationally. And so we have this surge, but it later in time, and I think it's going to be a shorter period. And so we're not going to have the inventory that we normally have. I think I've been saying probably for 2 or 3 years, I believe we're going to have record low inventories for 4 or 5 years to go. So not a bad thing, because that's going to keep prices steady. We're not going to see huge increases. I don't think we're going to see huge decreases in prices, except for if something globally, something unrelated to real estate happens, and then that obviously would affect prices. But if things keep going as they are, I think we're going to just hold steady on prices, not see a lot of growth. And so I wanted to talk about that. And then let me go to page 18. So that is 14, 15, 16, 17. So page 18, I want to talk about existing homes. Let's talk about the price ranges and what's happening. So the one thing that I'm noticing is when you start at the top of this chart, it's 400 to 700. So when you look at the inventory and the number of months of inventory, up to 700,000, or let's just break it up to 650, because that's the number I usually talk about when I say look at how many sales are below a price range. I usually say 650. So look at the months of inventory: 1.4, 1.9, 1.4. So we have less inventory in that more affordable price range in our county, and I say that because the rates are higher. So when you look at payments on a house at 450, 500,000, and you're only putting 20% down, you're probably looking at about close to a $4,500 to $4,800 monthly payment for something like that. And so you still have to have a good down, but we're seeing a lot of more sales under that 650 price range. So less inventory, and of course more sales. Then look at months of inventory as we increase the price. As we hit 800, 2.3, then 6.4. So you can see the months of inventory is closer to probably that. It would probably be an average of about, looking at that, 5.5%, 6%, 6 months of inventory. So in that upper price range, we have a lot more inventory. We're still having sales, but less. I would say 3/4 of the sales, 70 to 75% of the sales are below 650 right now. and the rest are above that. So that lower price range is a great price range to still get your house listed and put it on market. If you're under that 650 for sure, and you can stretch out a little bit, but on there. And then I want to go to page 23. And I want to just talk about where the building is happening. So here is inventory. Let's talk about, I want to go sales by zip code. So where the new construction is happening, all we got to do is look at where the sales are. And so for right now, a majority of the sales, as you're looking at total numbers, look at 98230. That is Birch Bay Blaine, 29 sales. Look at Ferndale, 20 sales. Look at Linden, 22. So the construction is going on north of our county. And then I want to share one more screen with you just to kind of show you how I watch the market every day. So I'll stop sharing that one, and let me share another one here. So this is our MLS system. So this is what I look at every day. So today, and for this example, I went back 7 days to show you how many went from active to pending inspection. And so in the last 7 days, countywide, we have had 43 pending. So that's still not bad in this market, you know. It's not too bad. But look at where those prices are at. That's just telling. It supports what the numbers that I'm showing on the other pages over here. If you look at prices, so you'll get a few in that million range. So the first four, you know, are above, but then you're 399, 380, 500, 600 range. A couple more in the upper range, and you're back to 3, 5, 4, 6, 6, 7. So boom, boom, and then you got a bunch all through here, lower price range, all the way through there. So I would say about 65% of those close in there are below 650 with a quick glance on that. So active market for that. So it's still a good time. It's still a good time to get your house on the market. You just got to be pricing it right. Good time to buy, like I already said. You know, there's some lenders are being creative with their financing, and so get into something now. Prices, I believe, are going to hold steady, and get into something now. Have the opportunity to refinance it down the road with the credit. If they don't go down, they go up. You're in the market. You're in the market. You own a home. Get your tax benefits, pride of ownership, and the appreciation over time. So it's still real estate's the best investment when it comes to inflation. It goes with inflation. So real estate's the way to go. Always love to talk about it. I hope you find this informative. Hopefully I'm not all over the place, but I enjoy doing these. I am what I am when it comes to videos. So this is me. And so but yeah, if you want to reach out to me, Sean Jeffrey at remax.net, SeanJeffrey, or 360-961-2483. That's my cell number. Always glad to help. Been doing this for over close to 26 years now. So I'm going to be going a few more years, still enjoying it, still like helping people buy their first home, make a move, upgrade, investment property. I love investment property. So that's a whole nother conversation. Love to sit down with you. So that is it for today. So here's to just best wishes this Memorial Day weekend, and look forward to running into you, talking to you. Feel free to reach out to me. Have a great day. Have a good Friday. We'll talk to you soon.